Yo, I don't know why it stopped, bro.
Oh, all right. Well, boom, shaka, laka. What's the vibes? We here. It is Saturday. It is Who Run the City. Tea time. Big fan, breezy. You know the vibes.
Yo,
What? Talk to me, bro.
shit, man. I know you gotta, leave early, man. You want to start? It's a lot
Nah,
going
nah,
on.
nah. You can start, bro.
All right, man. Well, for one, I want to say, I don't appreciate Kev pulling up to my page, showing a clip of them walking in the Barclays with a Knicks jacket.
Absolutely.
I don't
And that's
feel
a
it. You know what
and
I
that was
mean?
a Brooklyn dude that did that.
And I wanna say why, because the Knicks did not win in that building all last season. So if anything, that's as best as the Knicks look is with that jacket, because it wasn't because of the team in the Barclays. They got 0 wins, and it's going to continue next season. So I think it go to a 2-2 split, but I think we win our Barclays home games respectfully. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, nah. I don't know what you're saying.
You hold on. So how you calling it? With the rosters the way it is right now, you think y'all?
I'm calling it a clean pack up, a gentleman's suite.
Yeah, that
You know what I
day.
mean?
And yes, the last
It,
sweep happened in the playoffs, and we did that to y'all.
was good. It was good. Huh? What you said? What?
The last sweep that happened between us, no, and well, not the playoffs. It happened between us though. We swept y'all last. Y'all ain't sweep us last.
Yeah, but y'all don't have that team no more.
That's
So,
true.
so yeah, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. You feel me?
But why?
Matter of
But
fact,
why y'all?
y'all haven't even won since the team. Y'all haven't beat us since the team changed.
Y'all really y'all stick y'all chests out. Y'all stand on the fact that the roster that y'all got right now can sweep the roster that we got right
I,
now.
I,
That's how
I
you
said
feel.
I said gentlemen's suite. Y'all might get one.
Might get one. Now we
Yeah.
had these conversations prior to seasons. Remember when we started the podcast, and I say, this, and I never said that it was going to be a sweep. Remember, I never counted us beating y'all 4 times in a row. That was
I
never
said
what
I
I
said
said.
gentlemen. I said gentlemen sweep. I didn't say we gonna sweep y'all. I said a gentleman sweep. Y'all
But one
probably get
game, you
one.
can't give us two at the Barclays. Like
No,
you,
no, no. I don't. I
this is
don't give y'all two
wild.
at the Barclays.
This is wild. Y'all just won 2 games out of 3 years, and you think just because the
It's
roster
a
changed, you
different.
don't think it had anything to do
Absolutely,
with? You don't think it had
absolutely.
anything to do with y'all playing 50 games together, and we only played 5 games together? You don't think that had anything to do with it?
I think we have better talent on our team. Period. You feel
Player
me?
for
Period.
player, you think Mitch Robinson better than Nick Claxton?
Absolutely. All day in America.
Oh no, I debate
All day
that.
in America.
Nick Claxton was almost depoy. Who had
He
better
was.
defense last season, Mitch Robinson or Nick Claxton?
Nick Claxton was also more healthy than Mitchell Robinson on last season.
That's
Mitchell
part of
Robinson
it.
missed some.
We know
Yeah,
that.
but
That's part of it.
so I know, but you're saying he almost got defensive player of the year. But I'm saying the reason why he was up there and Mitch Robinson wasn't because Mitch Robinson missed time.
Okay, so I'm just saying, defensively, it looked
But
like
I'm
Nick
saying
Claxton was a more impactful player than Mitch Robinson. So you're not talking about the center position when you say y'all got a better team than us. It can't be
I,
that
I'm I'm
position.
talking I'm talking about the center position too because I just said Mitch Robinson is better than than Nick Claxton. What are you
But Nick
talking?
Claxton could play the perimeter, and Mitch Robinson get cooked on the perimeter. We seen Cam Thomas cook Mitch Robinson on the perimeter. We seen that.
We seen Nick Claxton get bullied by centers bigger than him, and we seen Mitchell Robinson bully centers bigger than him,
Not
or
Bam
just
Adebayo, not in Miami, not in the
Bam,
playoffs.
Bam is not bigger than him. Bam is more mobile and more of an outside player than. That's to your point anyway. I didn't even argue that point, but but another high-powered center in a quote unquote big name in the center world, ex-net Josh Allen, he made him look like a little puppy. What are you talking about?
Jared Allen.
Yeah, it made him look like a little puppy.
Nick Claxton did the same thing to Jared Allen. Y'all don't get no stripes for
I
that.
don't recall. I don't recall. Not for a whole. Not
Last time we played Cleveland, he took away the whole alley oop the whole game. Nick
not.
Claxton had him on lock.
How many rebounds did he have? How many points did he have? You talking about the
He
just
had a
the
he
alley?
had a
I'm talking
he
about
had a
I'm
little
talking about Mitchell Robinson did that for a 5 game series sunned him.
Okay. Oh,
You know what I mean?
no problem. He
Yeah,
ain't never
so
do that to Nick Claxton. I don't remember him sonning Nick Claxton. You
bro,
know what I'm saying?
we beat y'all by like 30 something, bro. Like what do you beat y'all like almost 30? What you talking about?
I say pause. I say we let the chat decide. You know, I don't think it's just Mitch Robinson clears Nick Claxton. That shit is not it. Nick Claxton is that is definitely a debate worthy
I said
conversation whether Nick
I said
Claxton
he's
and Mitch
better. I didn't
Robinson.
say he clear. See, look, this is what I'm saying. Like you take what I say and try to take it to the extreme. I didn't say he clears him. I say he's better. Yeah, I mean, whether
I don't
it
think
be
he.
by a little bit or by a lot of bit, he's better. You feel me?
Nah,
I didn't say
that
he definitely
presence.
clears him.
Listen, they can never do what the Nick. They can never surround Mitch Robinson with four new starters and had a success that the Brooklyn Nets had last season. He was the anchor of the defense. That can never happen for Mitch Robinson. The GM will be fired the next day. It won't happen. So, case in point is that happened with Nick Claxton. He was able to adjust because he is able to play with likes of Kevin Durant or likes of Spencer Dinwiddie. Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie. You know, that's not a sub, but I'm just saying that to say that he has experience to play, whether it's him adjusting on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. So, you know,
You
I'm
you,
just
you know you
I
know
don't
why that's you know why what you just said that's cap that it could never happen to Mitchell Robinson because it pretty much almost did
how.
the year we went to the playoffs. That whole team was different except for Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett. It was a whole different team.
Except those are the staples of your team. Bro, those are the most important guys on your team at the time. And still, they not, I mean, in front of Brunson, but they still important guys on your team. You're making it seem like, no, that's a stretch. Come on, Team Time.
Not a
You're going to
stretch.
compare the difference between the four players that left with the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie and KD to be the main two guys, opposed to keeping Randall and RJ. They still there. It's not like KD and Kyrie is still here for Nick Claxton. They're gone. Those are the stars.
You know why?
Nick
You know why?
Claxton is
Because
the main guy now.
you know why that's a weak argument because even when you always like to tout that they barely played when it was here. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they barely played. You sat here and said that mad time. So why does it quote unquote matter now? That is a different team when that those two guys wasn't there when clearly they barely played and he was still flourishing when they wasn't here. So what's the difference? You feel me?
I'm
And,
glad you asked.
and,
The
and,
difference
and my
is
point is,
Claxton
if y'all,
played through those games. He played with KD when he was here. He played with Kyrie when he was here. He was the more consistent Nets player out
but
the
my point
season.
is, no matter how you slice it, Mitchell Robinson is still better.
Oh no. Yeah, they have a better
No matter
season
how
than
you
Nick
slice
Claxton last season.
you
I
slice it.
don't.
Nick
Nah.
Claxton is still better. I mean, Mitchell Robinson is still better, bro, than Nick
So
Claxton.
yeah, we'll just agree to disagree. So at power forward, which you got Randall for DFS. I mean, okay.
You can go best players for best players, and that just make more sense than going position for position. Like who's the number one player? Who's better out there? Number one players on both teams. Who better
All
out
I
the number two players? Because
all I
position
hope
for position is going to be unfair matchups because you got like our best players don't really line up position for position. So those
I
are
know.
gonna be clear wins. You know what I mean? But I'm saying is the way you to me the way you judge a team if they better is your number one player better than my number one player is and like that. Like that's a better way to compare teams versus position to position.
I hear you, man, but the direction of the Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion, isn't necessarily to have these stars that stand out like a KD and Kyrie. The way we're going, listening to interviews of Cam Thomas, who say he could score 25 if he was the man, I believe him. You got Mikal Bridges, who say he want to be a triple double guy. He want to get his team involved. I believe him. I see Cam Johnson out there bowling with Fiba. He's definitely looking like he could get us 15 to 20 points a night. I believe that. I think that we got more of 3 20-point scorers than we do have a dominant 2 30-point scorers, which I prefer. You could get 60 points in two ways, whether it's two 30-point scorers or three 20-point scorers. I'm taking the three 20-point scorers based on histories I seen from the Brooklyn Nets. I think we're a better cohesive team and competitive team, spreading sharing the ball to score the ball.
Bro, you giving Cam Johnson clout for something that he's never done before. Like, so how you gonna account for him as a 20-point scorer when he's never averaged 20 points in his whole career? You feel me? But on the other hand, we have seen Julius Randle score 20 points a game. We have seen Jalen Brunson score 20 points a game. We have seen RJ Barrett score 20 points a game. We have seen Emmanuel quickly average 15 coming off the bench. You feel me? Like, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, Josh Hart could give you 12 to 15 coming off the bench. We've seen these things in their career, bro. Like, you trying to give Cam, like, I'm not saying that he can't do it, but you can't give him credit for something that he hasn't done yet. To list him as a 20-point scorer is kind of crazy. Like, you never seen Cam Thomas score 20 points throughout a season. You feel me? Like, to do it in a few games, that's cool. But to maintain that average throughout a season is difficult, bro. It's difficult. It's not easy to do. And you haven't even seen any reasonable optimism for your coach even playing him a whole season. Like, you haven't seen that.
Who, Cam Thomas?
Yeah, you haven't even seen your coach give you reasonable optimism for Cam Thomas even getting minutes throughout the season.
I don't know. I mean, I think as a collective, it's easy to be on the fence as a Nets fan about whether or not Cam Thomas is going to get minutes because of things that T-Tom said and what we've seen as fans prior. But the truth is, again, he has been not in no trade talks. He just was in an interview. He spoke highly of the players and Sean Marks, and his media skills are spectacular. So there's plenty of big confidence that he's going to get minutes this season.
Because I want to address this because people be in the chat not knowing what they're talking about. Josh Hart can't give 12 to 15. He's averaged over that twice. He averaged over that once in his career. He had a 20-point per game season, bro. What are you talking about? He can't give 12 to 15. He had a 20-point season. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know. Do your Google before you get in the chat and start chatting, bro. Like,
and also, as far as confidence, since you mentioned that, the reason why I say that he could be a 20-point scorer is because he averaged 16 and a half points as a Brooklyn Net in the 20-plus games that he was here. So, yeah, I think with offensive scheme and approach and attack from the coaching staff, Jacques Vaughn and others, Kevin Ollie and all these other players, I mean other assistant coaches, I think that we will put Cam Johnson in situations where Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are playing a brand of basketball called winning. Now, what you might not know is this same duo who hasn't proved that they can do this played 225 games together as teammates, as role players, as said earlier, right? But this is where the game changed, where the tables turn, where they flip the script, and now they starters in a situation where they there to be the main guys, and we got guys on the bench to hold it down. So, in my opinion, that type of camaraderie where a star of the team has just left being a role player of a team, and that whole cohesiveness of building camaraderie between starters and off the bench and sharing minutes, I think is going to go well for this season. I got Jacques Vaughn with a 10-man rotation. I mean, if he see a big fan breezy way, but again, to answer your question, the reason why I think Cam Johnson will be a 20-point scorer is because he averaged more than 16 and a half points in that 20-plus games that he was here as a Brooklyn Nets. So, yeah, like I said, and Cam Thomas, don't get me started with Cam Thomas. We ain't got much time. He said he could score 25 points a game. I believe it. Nets fans know what's up. Knicks fans might be misunderstood, but he had a game winner on y'all, so y'all should just agree and move to the next.
My point is my point still remains. You have no reason to believe that Jacques Vaughn is going to play him. He showed you nothing. Nothing showed you that he's going to get PT, bro. In the playoffs, y'all needed scoring, and Cam Thomas was glued to the bench. The guy that you believe that can score 25 a game, glued to the bench. Soon as the team got healthy, even after the trade, Cam Thomas said, yo, when they traded, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to play now. I'm definitely going to play now.
And he did.
No, he didn't. He was on the bench. He was on the bench getting sparing minutes. So to my point is, listen, I'm not even trying. I know he could score. I know Cam Thomas is a bucket. I'm not even denying that. I'm saying that you have no reason to believe he's going to get the PT. You hope he get the PT. You go to sleep, you put on your Cam Thomas 90, and then you dream that, oh, Jack Vaughn, please go and play Cam, give Cam Thomas some PT. That's what you hope, but there's no reason to believe. You have
There
nothing.
is reason to believe. There is reason to believe.
You have seen nothing from the coaching staff over the last 2 years, 3 years that make you believe that he's gonna get PT, bro. This
Yes,
coaching staff.
I have.
Him being benched every time your team is healthy, that makes you believe when your team is healthy, he's gonna play.
I can answer these questions,
All right, I give you that.
Are you afraid of the answer?
I'm about to answer this and then I'm gonna let you go. I give you that, but you said he still couldn't average 12 to 15 points, and then it's still another season when he averaged 14 points a game. So to my point, still remains. my point still remains. He averaged 14 points a game. So you still capping on my boy name. He still has a season where he averaged 14 points a game. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for trying. It was nice. It was good effort. You know what I mean? But yeah, try harder next time. All right, my fault. Go ahead.
The reason why I believe Cam Thomas would get minutes is again big part of what I've seen from the NBA and just watching the game for what it is. A lot of that stuff got to do with professionalism and what happens off the scene. So, there's PR things like Mikal Bridges going to the Liberty game. You see him all the time. Like I said prior, the PR work is magnificent from Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges posts. But Cam Thomas, on the other hand, he's been seen with Jacques Vaughn at the Summer League, just sitting there chilling. You know what I'm saying? He was in an interview talking about Jacques Vaughn, speaking highly of him and Sean Marks, which, in my opinion, leads to my conversation about professionalism and how you handle the media and things of that nature. Now, what happened prior with the media and Cam Thomas, we could just not talk about it. This season going in, he's not going to have any slip-ups, any hiccups, or anything of the like when it comes down to the media. It's thank you, good night. You ever see Russell Simmons close out Def Jam growing up? And it's Def Comedy Jam. It's just a show I used to watch. And at the end of it, Martin Lawrence would bring out Russell Simmons to say good night. He said, thank you, I love you, good night. I need Cam Thomas to do the same thing after every good game he has next season. I need you to pull a Russell Simmons. I need you to say thank you, I love you, good night. And then that's it. Don't give the media nothing. And as far as talking to the media and dealing with the media, Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges is the perfect guys to cover up or make you forget everything that happened with KD and Kyrie. We are a team that's rejuvenated. I know, Barry, I know you out there. I know you said what's good, but I'm going to be honest. It's not Kevin Durant on our team, And let me just take a little stab at it, if I will. He was on the number one for the Bleacher Report for top duos. BR, you stinking it up. And I heard y'all was talking about trading Mikal Bridges for Dame Lillard. Why does he work there? Who is writing these articles? Let me get this straight. The Brooklyn Nets fans don't want Dame Lillard to trade Mikal Bridges. That's out. That's a negative. We not with it. And putting Kevin Durant and Booker number one over LeBron James, Jamal Murray, and Jokic. No, LeBron James and AD, Jokic and Murray, and Giannis, and Drew Holiday. And then number 5 was Kyrie and Doncic. Nasty work. That list is terrible. I'm not gonna lie, I got crazy. I was doing a top 5 list, and I was saying no, they shouldn't be there. I said, what about maybe I said maybe Brunson and Randall better than Luka and Kyrie. They almost ran me out the room. I said, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, I'm gonna go there and say that Brunson and Randall was that good. I ain't gonna say y'all top 5. I talked to Kev the other day. He said that he got them top 15. Conversation happened because I said Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges is going to be a fringe top 10. Yeah, I ain't let it go. I know we spoke about it last Saturday, but I ain't let it go. I'm going everywhere saying that because they got 225 games under their belt as teammates, they're going to be a top 10 duo next season. And I want smoke.
Yeah.
I ain't
I'm glad you backtracked from saying top 5 though. I don't really care to argue top 10, but no, you did say you said top 10 last time. Yeah, nah. You said top 5
with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges.
No. Did you say top 5 or top 10? I can't remember.
No, top 10. I'm not saying we top 10. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. As long as you understand that, but yo, Diggy, the New Orleans was a playoff team that year. I mean, they were AFC, but they was a playoff team that year. That's all I'm saying. And that was before, if I'm mistaken, that's before the play-in.
Leaf on you.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's your leaf?
Yeah, I mean.
Talk about the contract, T-Time.
The contract. I mean, that's fair market value. The new CBA is going up. Yeah, I mean, this is what guys is getting. You feel me? Like this, in a few years, his contract is going to look like no money. I seen somebody say, 7 years ago, Mike Conley signed the richest contract in NBA history at $153 million, right, for 5 years. And 7 years later, I forgot who they said it was, but somebody damn near doubled that already. You feel me? 7 years later, it's just where the market, the way that the CBA is, the NBA is getting more profitable year by year, and the players is going to start to see that. And this don't even hamper my team from being flexible in the future. You feel me? That's why I think that the front office is doing a great job keeping a guy like Josh Hart that could get you 12 to 15 and 7 to 8 rebounds per game from your guard position is dope to have in a great defender. That's dope to have. He's worth the money. You feel me? That's a good guy you have coming off your bench and is willing to do anything and everything to win basketball games. He's willing to make the winning plays, and I'm happy that he's back. I'm happy for the extension. I'm happy he opted in to allow us to be able to sign DiVincenzo as another guy who's a utility guy that does everything that you need to win basketball games. So to me, dope signing. Some Knicks fans that was like, oh, 20 million. Y'all act like this is freaking 95, bro. You feel me? Like 20 million ain't the same no more, bro. Like 20 million. Like Cam Johnson gets more money than Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, and he's not better than neither one of those guys. Wow. But that's just where the market is. You feel me?
But let me ask you this: did you feel? Since you said that, because is it fair to say, what was Randall's role when he came from the Pelicans? Was he the guy over there?
He was a role player. He was a role player.
What was
he was behind AD. Then they traded AD. He still wasn't the guy. He got more burn, but he still wasn't the guy.
But that's the same thing with Cam Johnson. He's going into something like the role was when Randall got the Knicks.
Look, and I was about to say this. I said in Randall's first 2 years being the guy wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was a learning curve. He had to learn how to be the guy. Like Mikal Bridges is an anomaly in that sense that he went from being a role player to being the guy. And
it's not.
Your team wasn't really good after the trade. The record speaks to that. So you know how some people say that it's easy to look good on a bad team. I mean, some of that happened. You feel me with Mikal Bridges, and it showed in the playoffs when he had to play actual good teams. He wasn't good. He got y'all swept up out of there. But to my point, and my thing is I'm not saying that he can't be solid next year and produce winning product. I'm saying that it just takes time to learn how to be the guy and help your team win consistently. Like only very few people that come into the league that help their team win instantly and consistent winning. And you got LeBron James, you got Michael Jordan. Kyrie couldn't even do that. Like, and we all know what a phenomenal talent Kyrie Irving is. Yeah, I mean, he still can't do that. He still can't do that by himself. But it just takes time. That's it.
You done capping on my team?
I ain't cap on nothing. I spoke facts.
First
What
and foremost,
was your record after the trade?
Let me get to it. First and foremost, Mikal Bridges was a champion coming into the NBA. Ask Jalen Brunson if you don't like it. Ask Josh Hart if you don't like it. And this is the reason. This is the and DiVincenzo.
We're talking about the NBA and him leading the team in the NBA. Let's go.
First and foremost, before you to speed my shit up, since you want to go there, and then I'm gonna bring it back. Mikal Bridges got to the finals before any player on your roster. So let me just bring it.
But he wasn't the guy. That's
let me bring it back because I know you don't want me to interrupt your monologue. You know, we're not mayhems to the monologue. We let the monologues go smooth. So let me get through the monologue. So like I said, Mikal Bridges, if y'all never knew, red shirt freshman, pulled up to the scene in Villanova. They knew what's up. He was one of the best defenders on that team as a rookie. What he do was an impact to winning first season as a rookie in Villanova. Ask DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart. Ask all of them. That being said, when Josh Hart left, they still had enough to win again when Mikal Bridges was the main number one over Jalen Brunson, who was number two, or you could call him a 1-2 tandem. I give y'all that. But for what it's worth, for the rivalry sake of it, nah. Mikal Bridges number one, Jalen Brunson number two. So that being said, champion twice in 4 seasons. When it come down to who Mikal Bridges really is, when you take a closer look. Now, if you keep looking, you know that he was the 10th pick in the draft, and he dropped to that. So when he said he wanted to go to the Knicks, it was partly because he had dropped in the draft and didn't go where he really wanted to go, and say he would go there because a lot of the college games that happen, big college games, happen at the Garden. So again, that being said, he been a winner, and Knicks fans been knew he was a winner. So I don't know why we acting all, confused now. So then when he got to the Suns, he played the integral role on the defensive side, guarding the perimeter. So that way you got a guy like Book who can play both sides, but doesn't have to exert all his energy on the defensive end and can focus on the offensive side of the ball because of players like Mikal Bridges. So that being said, he always had what it was to be where he's going into next season. It's just when you get to the NBA, sometimes your role changes. That's all it is, baby. So case in point is Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, they done played 225 games together. That's more than Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson. That's more than Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Shit, it might be close to Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. So that being said, the difference between Randle going to the Pelicans to the Knicks and Cam Johnson going from the Suns to the Nets is the tandem, the duo. Randle didn't come there with nobody from the Pelicans to have a 1-2 punch. Cam Johnson does, and Mikal Bridges. And again, the emphasis on why I say we won't be one of the top 10. This is a top 10 duo that we looking at, that we talking about. This is a fringe top 10. I'm talking 11, 10, 9. I'm feeling fine. I don't know why y'all be feeling some type of way, man. That's just how I see it, man. That's all I'm saying.
Ain't nobody feeling no kind of way. You low key kind of delusional, but it's okay. You
How?
did all this. You did all this hot air about college stuff, and I'm talking about him being. You talking about him going to the finals on the Sun. He wasn't the man. No matter how you slice it, he wasn't the number one option. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't the number 2 option. That was Chris Paul. He wasn't the guy. You feel me? And my point is this: I'm not saying that he can't be good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that it takes time to learn how to be the guy to produce a winning product. When he came to the Nets, I don't care how you want to slice it, it was a losing record once the trade happened. And that's my point. It takes time for guys to learn how to win in the NBA, how to be productive, how to get your shots and learn how to win. That's my point. So everything that you said don't even matter. I could debate it, but for what's the point? It doesn't matter to what the point of the argument was. The point of the argument is that it takes time to learn how to be the guy and win. It's going to take those guys
That's not
time to
an
learn.
argument. Nobody argued that.
But that's what the statement was about, and you went on this whole tangent about some shit that don't even matter to the
It
argument.
do matter.
That's my
My
point.
point is the
Bro,
duo.
it don't matter.
Randall, that's
My
not the
point
same
is it don't matter.
situation.
My point is don't matter, bro. It don't matter. You
It
had
do
two
matter.
guys. You had two guys that's better than them. No matter. No, it don't even matter if they played together or not. They
Yes, we
they
do.
they came. They came to the Nets, and they started winning immediately. They didn't win too many playoff series, but soon as they got on the court together, they started winning immediately. The guys that
Who?
got traded, that tandem, KD and Kyrie, they
No, they
started winning immediately. And you know why? Because they were used to being the guys. They knew how to win
no.
basketball games. They were used to being the guys. And my point is this: Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson, not saying that they won't ever be a top 10 tandem. I'm just saying that it's going to take them time. That's it. And that little end of the end of the season was not enough time for them to learn how to consistently win as those guys. Your hopes and your admirations is putting expectations and finality on what Cam Johnson is going to be next season, though you've never seen it yet throughout a whole season. And that's my point. Your hopes and your wishes is getting ahead of what you actually seen being produced on the basketball court. And that's it. I'm not saying those guys can never be that. I'm just saying that they're not that yet. They will have
Yeah,
to
I
prove me
mean,
wrong.
right. But that's the whole point of what I'm saying, the direction of the Brooklyn Nets. You looking for an argument. I'm telling you that we the underdogs. I know we gotta prove something. The whole fan base do. You can ask anybody that be on my page and what I'm talking about. I ain't never said we was the favorites this season. What I am saying is we might be overlooked, knowing that chemistry has a lot to do with it. And again, don't lose what I'm saying. It's not the same thing from Randall going to the Pelicans and Randall going to the Knicks. And if we were to contrast that and look at what the Knicks did that first season, they got Randall. I guarantee whatever that was this season going to be better than that for the Nets. I could bet your marbles on that. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, in the following season they had Randall, when y'all missed the playoffs again, if I'm correct, we're not missing the playoffs 2 times in a row with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. No. And far as the role being said, I don't know what Randall contract was coming from the Pelicans to the Knicks, but I know Cam Johnson just got signed for the bag. And he had 16 and a half points in that 20 plus game time span, 28 game time span. I think he could get 4 extra points a game, 1 extra
That's
point per quarter.
that's a
I think,
large leap, bro. Over 82 games, that's 4 points is
listen,
a large leap over 82 games, bro. You trying to simplify it as it's just an extra point a quarter. Is not just that. It's doing that over 82
I believe
games, bro.
I
That's
believe
why
it.
that's why what Julius Randle did when he got MIP was so impressive, because those kind of leaps don't normally happen, bro. You feel me? That's an anomaly. Those things don't normally happen. And what I'm saying is that I haven't seen enough from Cam Johnson to prove that he's going to make a 4-point leap for over 82 games. We haven't seen it yet.
Now 16 and a half is enough for me to be confident enough to say that yeah, he gonna be hooping next season because his role changed. And the first look you got was 16 and a half points out of 20 signed games. Do I think that he could get 16 and a half points in 82 games? Hell yeah. So do I think he could get 20? Honestly, I think his range is from 16 to 22. You know, then you got other players where we pretty much, in my opinion, this season, hang our hat on the defense. I don't think that we're gonna be this offensive threat like we were with KD, Harden, and Kyrie. I think we flipped the script, like I said earlier in the podcast. I think it's gonna be us focus on the defensive side of the ball. Look for us to play gritty basketball, score because we get out in transition. I was watching Dennis Smith Jr. on It Is What It Is with Kim and Mace, and he was just talking about how, you know what I'm saying, Jock Vaughn liked him as a player, and you know what I mean, Jock Vaughn used to be a point guard coach, so they look like they might be some type of chemistry between Dennis Smith Jr. and Jock Vaughn. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. because he was talking heavy, you know what I mean? And shout out to I think Kevin Lau, who run the Miami Pro League. He said his partner he met in Brooklyn, and I think he said the first player that came to the Miami Pro League was Andre Blatch. Was Andre Blatch. So what was that? His top 5?
No, I think that's top 10. Is that
that's
10?
His top 10?
I don't know if it's 10. 1, 2,
Hold
3, 4, 5. That's 5. Yeah, that's his top 5. Yeah.
So hold on. I'll get to your top 5, and I'll say that to say that the Brooklyn Nets fan base is growing, man. So you know what I mean. Shout out to all the Nets fans. We the best fans. Yeah. Do you want to read his top 5?
I want to say this, man. Don't get your hopes up in Dennis Smith Jr., bro. He's not it, bro. He's not it. I've been following him since he was a Knick, and he's not it, bro. He's not it. He's too small. He don't play defense, and his offense is hit or miss, bro. Hit or miss. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be more frustrated with Dennis Smith Jr. than you are gonna be happy with him. I promise you that. But I mean, it's solid. I would take Jimmy and Bam out of there and put what the Joker and Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Levine and DeRozan out of there, and
you said not in order.
KD and Book. You know what I mean? Or we could do LeBron and AD. Like,
KD and Book should be in the top 10, but they're not proven yet, man. Like, how much credit could you give them? And how much credit could you give Kyrie and Luka too?
Yeah, Kyrie and Luka could have did damage, but the organization decided to tank, and it was evident. You know what I mean? So to your point, you're right. We don't really know what the truth is of those two guys, but it's hard to believe that they're not going to win a lot of basketball games with those two guys just alone. You feel me? It's hard to believe that. My mind just won't let me see a future or a reality that they don't win, close to 50 games with just those two guys on their roster. You feel me? Right. So it's wild interchangeable, in the top 10. I just don't think that Macau and Cam Johnson are up there yet. You know what I mean? I don't there's no reason for me to put them in that top 10 with all these already proven tandems. You know what I mean?
I hope some of them look proven, some of them not. KD and Booker, as good as they are, they ain't proven to me. Bro, as a duo.
What I'm saying, as a duo, the reason why you put them up there because you've seen what they did individually. Yeah,
look at KD and Kyrie. That shit don't fly here, bro.
But they would when they were playing on the team, y'all was still a top 3 in the East when they were playing. So it just didn't work out for longevity wise as far as like going deep into the playoffs. But them being a top duo in the NBA, that's undeniable. Because when they actually played, their record is ridiculous.
But when you watching, it's all right. But again, when you in the 82 game season, how many games you miss mean a lot. It mean where you gonna be seated. It's where you at in the standings. It mean a whole lot. So that being said, we got swept twice with these two said. Like that shit don't matter because it's about chemistry to me. If you come from a different team and you got accolades, and you come from a different team and you got accolades, but together y'all don't do shit, that shit don't mean shit to me. They wasn't no top duo when they was on this team. So, I was jacking it when they was here because I wanted them to do the best. But the truth is, they didn't play 100 games in 4 seasons, and as a fan, it hurt.
I even give you that they didn't do shit. But when the team, the duel that you talking about haven't done shit as being the guys, we're not talking about them doing stuff under Devin Booker and Chris Paul. We're talking about them being the 1 and 2 guys on the team. They haven't done shit. The only thing you is left to compare is the individual accolades. You feel me? That's the only thing left to compare. Y'all both ain't do shit. So now I know that these two guys are better basketball players than these two guys. So I'm going to put these two guys above those two guys because these two are just better at basketball. That's all you left with. You know what I mean? That's all you left with. Because even you talk all this chemistry shit, it didn't show up in the second half of the season. You feel me? It didn't. We didn't
That's what
see
I'm
that.
saying. They didn't have no chemistry. They play less than 100 games
We talking
in
about the duo.
whole
We
seasons.
we talking about the. I'm talking about the Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges duo. You feel me? Like we didn't see that chemistry produce winning. That's why I'm saying like what is left is the individual accolades when you put in together the rest of these lists. You feel me? And it's mad people that go above them as far as top 10 go.
Yeah, I hear you, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I'ma still say we are fringe top 10. I think they're gonna compete in because they got so many games on their belt. And when you contrast the other top duos, they got more games together than a lot of those duos. So the ones that's proven, they did. Like I said, the three that got the championships: Murray, Jokic, AD, and LeBron, and even Bam and Adebayo, them two. Even though they only got to the finals, I still consider that dope. And it was
Bro,
another one. So they are. I won't say they top five. I'm not even debating that. But that us in the 15 to the 20 range, I don't. I see us better than that. You know what I'm saying? I see us a fringe 12 at the minimum, at the least.
y'all
Like,
realistically like around 15, 16 as far
mm,
as duos go. Like realistically. And that's me being generous. You know what I mean?
no,
That's me being generous. Yeah, because
nah. I mean, we'll see, man.
that's me.
What about Julius Randle and Brunson? What about
Uh,
them?
I feel like we top 10 as a duel.
Okay, I
20,
won't.
20, 25, and 24 points respectively. You know what I mean? Per game. Yeah, that's top 10.
But
Uh
are y'all a duo or a trio? Is what is RJ?
uh we could be a trio. Yeah, I mean, but if we going in duos, that's number one, number two. Then you add RJ, that's a trio. Yeah, I mean, but we talking about as far as number one, number two go, Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson is top 10 to me.
Okay.
I I put them over Zach LaVine and DeRozan. I know that much. Yeah, I mean, they're a better tandem than Zach LaVine and DeRozan. Uh,
I
Zach
respect.
LaVine and DeRozan made the points they put up are impressive, but it don't without Lonzo Ball. You saw that don't lead to winning for them. You know what I mean? They put up the points, but that don't lead winning for them without what you call it,
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
I
You saw
seen
when
Drummond
you
on that
saw when
show.
R, you saw when RJ went out for that little stint. We continue winning basketball games. You feel me? So that's just where that's how I see it. Uh, Everybody else on that list, I'm not
Mhm.
arguing. All those guys are everybody on that list, especially since Jimmy and Bam eliminated the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, I can't even argue that. But there's a lot of we're better than Julius Randle and Brunson is better than Donovan Mitchell and Garland.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, is quite a few people that I could be like, yo, we're better than those guys. You know what I mean?
That's what
And
you're gonna hear a lot of Brooklyn Nets fans saying that about this duo. I'm telling you. Watch, you'll see.
I, we will see. I'm leaning more towards what Barry be talking about than anything. You heard? Like, I
What do you
don't
see?
know, bro. Y'all playing team, bro. I mean, Barry don't think y'all really gonna make the playoffs for real, but I
I
think y'all
hear
playing team.
I think we won through. I think we won through six. I think I say that we're gonna toggle between 4, 5, and 6. That's yo. I really think we toggle between 4, 5, and 6 for the most part
Y'all,
of the
y'all,
majority of.
like, y'all like toward y'all. Y'all might win some games in the beginning and have y'all up there, But when the season goes on, y'all not gonna be up there at 4, bro.
Next week, I want to do some way. I don't really know how to do it, but I want to be able to put up one of those charts where we do the predictions of what the standings will look like. Excuse me, going into next season. You know what I'm saying? If we could figure out how to do that, because this disrespect that the Brooklyn Nets getting
That's
over social
that's
media,
that's
I
that,
can't
that's
accept it. I
that's
can't. I
doable.
can't accept it.
That's doable. Send me your list, and I can make the graphic. But just send it to me sooner than later, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay, all right. I kind of wanted us to do it together that day.
No, I'm saying you send me the list. I make the graphic, and then we can put it up on the screen next week.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Cool.
So I
Cool.
do.
Cool.
I make a list for you, and I make my list, and we can put it up on the screen. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
There ain't no
yeah, yeah,
playing.
yeah. Yo,
I got some.
I gotta make moves. The money calling. Uh,
See.
appreciate every last one of y'all for pulling up.
Yeah.
Uh, for my Knicks fans out there, Knicks issue will be live on Wednesday. I don't know what time yet, but I will be live. Some things to talk about. Uh, but you know it ain't gonna be long winded because it's still off season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate every last one of y'all for pulling up, sticking with us through this off season, cause it's rough, man. I'll be bored a lot of the times, bro.
Yeah, man. The Fiba game, we whooped Puerto Rico. We look good. Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. But we'll talk on that
Yeah,
another time.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that's the only basketball we got right now.
yeah. That's a fact. And the real games don't even start until late August. Like these are
Right.
practice.
Hype for it though.
This,
We play at 3:30 today. Matter of fact, we play like
oh well,
Slovenia or something like that. Yeah.
oh well. I bet. Today's Saturday at work, so the work day might be slow. So I'm gonna try to tune in on my phone for real.
3:30.
All right,
3:30.
y'all. Appreciate y'all. Barry, I see you. Kev, what's up? I mean, shout out to everybody
Yeah.
else that was in the chat. We gotta get
Yeah.
back to shouting out our people, man. We be neglecting
Oh
our
yeah,
people,
yeah,
man.
yo,
Give me,
and I just shout to Barry because he be posting real basketball footage on the page, and I wanted to say that shout to Casanet because it looked like with the Brooklyn Nets parade when we won a championship. That's what it looked like. When he had Union Square looking like he had Union Square looking
yeah,
like if the Nets won a championship and a parade happened. So shout to Casanet because that's what it reminded me of
yeah.
when I seen it.
How
So shout to you, bro.
how it remind you of something that never happened? That's crazy.
Yeah, but I thought of that. I aspired for it to happen.
Yo, listen, man.
Yeah,
You know
word.
he got high hopes, high apple pie in the sky hopes. You feel me? There's a song made just for you, bro.
Yeah,
It's a
I like
children's
apple
song.
pie.
It's a
I love
children's
apple
song. He got high hopes. The matter of fact, I think it's one of the Toy Stories. He's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got
pie. Mhm.
high apple pie in the sky hopes. They made that song just for you, bro.
What can I say? I'm flattered. I'm flattered.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
All I'm
What
gonna
can
say about the Knicks, I expect improvement from last year. Uh, this is gonna be my final thought. I expect improvement from last year. Uh, the same rhetoric is being used towards my team as far as what's been done in the offseason. All these teams got better, and the Knicks didn't. They said the same thing last year, and we end up finishing at the 5th seed, higher than a lot of teams that they say that was better than us. And I expect the same thing this year. You build successful teams with longevity and camaraderie when you see success, and you just build on what is already working. You feel me? That's how you build long-staying success, not trading and blowing up the team because you in panic mode. But yeah, appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. See my Knicks fans on Wednesday. We out of here.
That's fantastic.